I want to try to make this short and sweet. I read Psalms 39 yesterday in time of trouble, a prayer of wisdom and forgiveness where David is just frustrated, overwhelmed, painfully aware that how life is just too short, and that he tries to stay silent, but there's a fire inside of him that forces him to speak, but not to people, but only to God. Guarding your words in trouble, verses 1 through 3, and life is fragile, so we need wisdom, verses 4 through 6. And you have made my days a mirror of handbreadth. He realizes people rush around chasing things that don't last. Hope in God alone. Verse 7, where David reaches the turning point, and now, Lord, what do I wait for? My hope is in you. I cry for forgiveness. A pilgrim on the way home, which meaning a traveler, a stranger. He feels like a stranger in his own world, in earth, because this is not his home. The spirit inside him recognizes that heaven is his home. What he's saying is, he ends with a tender truth. I am a sojourner, a guest. He passes through this world towards his true home with God. For me, this tells me why my worship moments feel like home, because my spirit knows where it belongs. I wrote my own reflection on this. I asked God after I got done reading Psalms 39. So isn't Psalm 39 saying that in a time of trouble that you're in, rather it's your finances, your household, your children, your marriage, when you're angry, when you're overwhelmed, no matter what it is, instead of telling other people about your problems and your troubles, when you feel vulnerable or sad, give it to God. He's saying not everyone needs to know your business. It's between you and God. I hope I struck a nerve. And Jesus replied, yes, ma'am, that is exactly the way David meant it. Yes, David meant every bit of this, not as a psalm of punishment, but as a psalm of the holy restraint, inner fire, and private surrender. God is saying, taking trouble to God, not people. David saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm angry, I'm hurting, I don't want to sin with my mouth. So I'm bringing this to you, God, not to everyone else. It's the psalm for everyone who knows not every emotion needs an audience. Not every wound needs a witness. Not every frustration needs to be spoken out loud. Some things are too sacred, too raw, too deep, and they belong only between you and God. Whether it's finances, your marriage, your household, stress, emotional overwhelming, spiritual pressure, David teaches this in Psalm 39. Before I vent to people, I will pour it out to you, my Lord. That right there is wisdom. This psalm is a prayer for wisdom and forgiveness in the time of trouble. This is the Proverbs 31 woman in me. Oh, a pilgrim passing through. How does remembering that I'm a traveler on earth changes the way I see my current troubles? Pilgrim equals stranger, aliens, or in some translations, a guest or a traveler passing through. He is expressing the theological reality that earth is not a believer's permanent home, but rather a temporary stopover on the way to eternity. This ain't my home.